Oliver Chen stood in the crystalline hall of the Valtorian embassy, his hands trembling as he signed the marriage contract. The holographic document shimmered before him, written in both Earth Standard and the flowing script of the Valtorian Imperium. Across from him sat Ambassador Krelnara, her silver skin gleaming under the artificial lights, her forearms folded in what he'd learned was a gesture of formal patience. "This is barbaric," Oliver muttered, but he pressed his thumbprint to the document anyway. He had no choice. Earth needed the Valtorian technology, humanity was dying, and this arranged marriage was the price of salvation. Anna Krelnara was 53 years old by human standards, 30 years his senior. By Valtorian standards, she was barely middle-aged, with another century of life ahead of her. She studied him with eyes that held the weight of decades of diplomatic service, her expression unreadable. "The human finds this arrangement distasteful," she said in perfect English, her voice like wind chimes. "I understand. My people do not marry for love either. We marry for purpose." Oliver wanted to protest, to rage against the United Earth Council that had volunteered him for this sacrifice. But he was a scientist, not a soldier. His expertise in quantum physics had made him valuable enough to trade away his freedom. Earth needed Valtorian fusion technology, medical advances, and agricultural systems. One human life seemed a small price to pay for billions. The wedding ceremony was brief and alien. Within hours, Oliver found himself aboard a Valtorian starship leaving Earth behind. The first weeks were torture. Anna kept to herself mostly, occupying one wing of their assigned quarters while Oliver sulked in another. The ship's human translator, a woman named Rodriguez, checked on him regularly. "Give it time," Rodriguez advised. "The Valtorians aren't monsters. They just think differently." "She's old enough to be my mother," Oliver snapped. "By human standards, maybe. But have you actually talked to her?" He hadn't, not really. They shared meals in silence, existed in parallel orbits of obligation and resentment. Everything changed during the Kralin attack. The pirate fleet emerged from slipspace without warning, their weapons tearing into the diplomatic convoy. Oliver was in the observation deck when the first explosion rocked the ship. Emergency klaxons wailed as artificial gravity flickered. Anna found him there, paralyzed with fear as the hull breached nearby. She moved with impossible grace, her forearms working in perfect coordination, sealing his environment suit, activating emergency protocols, and simultaneously firing a directed energy weapon at approaching raiders. "Stay behind me," she commanded, and for the first time Oliver heard emotion in her voice. Not coldness, but fierce protectiveness. They fought their way to the emergency pods, Anna cutting through Kralin attackers with the precision of someone who'd seen real combat. Oliver realized then how little he knew about his wife. She wasn't just a diplomat. She was a veteran of the frontier wars, a soldier who'd earned her position through blood and courage. "Why didn't you tell me?" Oliver gasped as they sealed themselves in the pod. "You never asked," Anna replied, initiating the launch sequence. "You saw only what you expected to see, a political arrangement, an old alien woman. You never saw me." The pod hurtled through space as the battle raged around them. In the cramped quarters forced together by circumstances, they finally talked. Really talked. Anna told him about her life, about losing her first family to the wars, about rebuilding herself through service, about accepting this marriage not out of duty alone but hope. "I thought perhaps a human might see past the expectations of my people," she said quietly. "Valtorians respect hierarchy, age, accomplishment. I wanted someone who might value me differently." Oliver felt shame burn through him. He'd been so focused on his own resentment that he'd never considered her perspective. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "Don't be sorry," Anna said. "Be better." They drifted for 3 days before rescue arrived. In that time, Oliver learned about Valtorian poetry, heard Anna's singing voice, discovered her passion for xenobiology, and shared his own dreams of unlocking faster-than-light travel. Age stopped mattering. Species stopped mattering. They were simply two people learning to understand each other. When they returned to the fleet, something had shifted. Oliver requested permission to continue his research aboard the Valtorian science vessel, where Anna was stationed. She agreed, and they began working together, his theoretical knowledge combined with her practical experience and access to advanced technology. 6 months later, they made the breakthrough. Oliver's equations, refined by Anna's insights into Valtorian quantum mechanics, produced a stable wormhole generator. The prototype was crude, but it worked. Humanity would have faster-than-light travel, developed not in isolation but through collaboration. The council contacted them with congratulations and a quiet suggestion that the marriage had served its purpose and could be quietly annulled. Oliver and Anna's response was identical. Refusal. "I was forced to marry a stranger," Oliver told the council representatives, "but I choose to stay with my wife." Anna's forearms wrapped around him in the Valtorian gesture of deepest affection. "And I choose him." Word spread quickly through both human and Valtorian communities. The reluctant political marriage had become something else entirely, a genuine partnership that produced results neither species could have achieved alone. Other arranged marriages followed, but none were truly forced anymore. Oliver and Anna had proven that connection transcends age, biology, and expectation. Years later, when asked about their unconventional relationship, Oliver would laugh. "Everyone expected failure," he'd say, looking at Anna with unmistakable love. "But humans are good at one thing, defying expectations. And my wife taught me that the universe is full of possibilities if you're brave enough to see them." Anna would add in her chiming voice, "He was forced to marry me, but we chose to love each other. That makes all the difference." Their story became legend, a reminder that humanity's greatest strength wasn't technology or military might. It was the stubborn, beautiful refusal to accept limitations, even those of the heart.